Here we are, and not as the Bee Gees would say, in a room full of strangers. We're underneath the Mercedes E320, getting ready to remove the lower control arm. First and foremost, I'm going to take off the tie rod end, then I'm going to undo the shock, then I'm going to undo the sway bar link. Prior to that, I will be supporting the bottom of the control arm with my trusty jack. I'm going to try and do this in typical shady tree fashion without a spring compressor. Why? Because I don't have the special one that's required. So I'm kind of hoping I can finagle it, and you will see how that goes. It should, in theory, be okay, but who knows. All right, let's get on and start removing things. I'm also going to remove the brake caliper and the rotor because I just want the bloody things out of the way. Okay, let's get on with it. All right, don't worry. I know this is totally out of sequence, but I want to put it out there. I have spent 2 days trying to fuck the spring into place because I got it wrong. Simple as that. I put it in the wrong position. In fact, let me take you off my head and show you where it should be. See there? Right there. That's where it should butt up. And I got it wrong when I put it together. You really do have to make sure you get that in the right position, because I spent 2 days trying to move it around about 1.5 inches when what I had to do was take it all apart and start again. And I am the world's worst for doing things twice. I detest it. But that was what I had to do. So I'm leaving this all apart now because I'm going to tackle the other side. And the reason I'm doing that is because this sway bar link here needs to be movable. Yes, I've done up the shock absorber bolt, I think. Yes, I have. Done up the tie rod end here. Done up this. Done up that. Next will be, I've got to slap this full of grease. This, in fact, do inspect these when you have them out and about. A bit of grease there. And this one looks fine. I've checked this shaft. I'm going to give it a damn good greasing, clean up this edge here to try and prevent the grease from coming out and make it nice for the customer. Also, I have taken the caliper here, sorry, not the caliper, the caliper carrier, and sandblasted it. Do you need to do that? No, but you do need to clean up these areas here where the brake pads slide. It just makes for more efficient braking. Now, oh, pardon me, not sponsored, but get one of these. If you've got a compressor, I'm sorry, that's the caveat again. Oh dear. If you have a compressor, get one of these. It is so handy. Just slip it under there, twiddle the knobs, it lifts it up. And it also makes it very safe. Not perfect, but very safe. And something else I did, which you may or may not want to consider, whilst fucking around with these springs, I got a rope, tied it around there and round here. Now, it's not going to stop it from flying, but hopefully it will stop it from taking my fucking head off. You got to be so careful when you're messing with these springs. There's a lot of tension there. I mean, that thing is rock solid. It ain't going nowhere. And if it flew, it will take your head off. Another thing to note, which I'll probably bring up later, is you don't do up these bolts back here. You just put them in, put the nuts on, and leave them. You don't do those up until you have got the weight of the vehicle on the control arms. You got to make sure you do that, otherwise you're going to fuck those bushes and they won't last 5 minutes. So now our little task is to ignore everything on this side and go to the other side. But I know I'm such a bitch. you're going to have to wait for the next video. Why? Because I want to get this one out there, show you guys where I'm progressing, and you know, how I'm going forth. These now, if you're not aware, and you own one of these vehicles, these corrode here very badly. The moisture gets in up here and it rusts. The next thing you know, this breaks. Sometimes you may not even notice it breaks until it's too late. There is a video online, and I cannot remember which one it is, and I'll try and remember to find the link for you guys, of a guy that's doing this, and he's doing it shady tree fashion, and I do appreciate him doing that. And his was destroyed due to an accident, I believe. And it shows you what can happen with these. Now, the ones I've taken off are not terrible, but I will not risk the life of my customer by just replacing the ball joint or just replacing the bushes. It's not worth the aggravation. Also, to press those bushes out, it's just time consuming, and time is money. So it's worth your customer, or you convincing your customer, to spend the extra on a brand new control arm. And these are beautiful jobs from, yeah, no sponsors, Rock Auto. They're great. So now this one, he's got nice new springs. The shock absorbers are good. He's got nice new control arms. This car's going to go on for a long, long time. And he loves this baby. I did offer him $10 for it, but apparently he says that's not quite enough. So we got a whole bin load of shit here, tools here, stuff there. Let's get on the other side and get things going. But as I said, that's the next video. So in the meantime, get out in the garage, do some shit.